to Bitcoin Podcast. The only one that's taking your money is you. Listen to the Bitcoin Podcast. So hold on and listen to the Bitcoin Podcast.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bitcoin Podcast on this beautiful Friday afternoon on the East Coast of the United States of America.
Holler.
I'm the host that talks first. My name is Dimitrik.
I am host number 2, Dr. Corey Petty.
I wonder how many people didn't know my name was Dimitrik.
They always say it's like
Probably.
Demetrius or like Dimitri, or I've heard so many variations of your name.
So lots of variations. Lots of variations. The one I've been getting a lot lately is Dimitrix. So that particular
Dimitrix.
person, whenever they say it, I look around for other Dimitrix. And they're always like, why are you looking around? And I'm like, I was just looking for other me's.
Other me's.
And she's like, what are you? And I'm like, how do you?
Is that
why are
the
you just
Brazilian?
adding letters? No, just regular old Caucasian American from Southern America.
All right.
Like, here's one thing, Corey. I gotta hold you to tax on this. Do the part that you're the only white person on this show.
That's fine.
Y'all gotta learn and stop fucking up foreign people's names because it is disrespectful.
I mean,
just learn the name. Just learn
right.
it.
All right.
And then
when you start pronunciating Asian people names correctly, then I'll let that slide, because this isn't a one person. This isn't a one race thing here.
I know a lot of Asian people, and I pronounce their names correctly.
Get the fuck out of here.
I know a lot of Asian people, and I pronounce it. There's a guy at work right now. His name is Fan. I said, "Is that Fawn?" He said, "No, it's Fan." And I said, "Okay, I'm gonna call you Fan."
All right. You representative of all black
Sorry,
people?
this got off on a tangent really fast. I hope you've been well, Corey. I've been well.
I've been good. I've been great.
We got Ken and the Heezy in the background on the ones and twos. Ken, give them a shout. Do your thing.
You'll trap shit.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well today.
I love it. I love the like hovering voice. Like you're just there. You're
Just there, man.
He's around.
Man behind the mirror.
So today, what we wanted to talk about, which is rather important to the crypto community at whole, is the Fusaka upgrade.
Fusaka.
Now, Fusaka is not it's not a video game or anything. I'm pretty sure, don't they name the upgrade from where the events were?
Yeah, it's
Where
a combination of Fulu and Osaka.
So what Fusaka did in a nut large, I don't know what the fuck. What Fusaka did in a nut shell, bigger blob capacity, which means and it's cheap. That doesn't mean that, but they also made it cheaper for L2s to settle onto the old L1, and some lighter node ops. I don't know if they mean ops codes or just ops.
Op codes.
Is there a difference?
Not ops codes. Ops. Op codes.
Ops. So it's an infra upgrade, right? It's like I think they're trying to make it cheaper to settle on Ethereum, so that it can compete
more efficient
with Solana.
for L2s to post data. Tiered AS is a big one, which slices up the amount of things that validators need to actually validate, which drastically lowers computational bandwidth costs for them and decongests the network in a lot of ways, so that like the requirements of running a validator are less, which is really great. I always push for those types of things, because the lower you can bring down the requirements for an individual validator, the more likely you can get home runners, people who can run things at home, and like less institutional players. And this is always a really good signal for decentralization, which is important.
Home runners.
I run validators. I think they're important.
I don't have any validators. I wish I did, but I'm not a baller like that. A real gangster. Yeah, I don't.
But it's a part of like our organization I work for. creates Nimbus, one of the clients that runs Ethereum. And so I, as a good employee and someone who cares about this stuff, I test their software. I run it. I make sure things are going well. There are bugs, I report them.
Hey, man, I ain't mad at you. It's a nice benefit package. I'll tell you that much. Hey, here's some Ethereum nodes as a benefits package.
Yeah,
it's not a bad gig. There's worse benefits, I guess. So I don't know. To me, it just kind of feels like they want to compete with Solana. I don't know how this can make it easier for home nodes when the blob capacity is larger, which means more data storage, which means I need bigger terabytes. I need hexabytes.
Yeah, it's a give and take, right?
Gigabytes.
So with blob storage,
that
doesn't stick around forever. Those are temporary storages, right? We don't hold on to the L2 blobs for longer than they need to be there, such that the L2 can secure their transactions for a given amount of time, and then they're let go of. And so that section of storage is differentiated than like what you would normally consider the ledger that holds on to everything in the audit trail forever. And that's a recent change in a lot of these blockchain networks, and that they're starting to realize that not everything needs to live forever, especially when the point of the base chain is for settlement purposes and validation of a larger set of coordinators. And so what you're seeing is the base chain being a settlement layer, which doesn't need to hold on to everything. It just needs to make sure that the settlement can happen appropriately for the user. And the layer twos can do whatever they want, and they settle to make sure that arbitration, or like what's the word I'm looking for? I guess arbitration can happen, so that if a conflict happens, they can exit in time, all these types of things. And so it only needs to be valid for that amount of time, which is subjective, I'd say. But like that allows layer twos to experiment, do other things, specialize, things like this, and then leverage the chain appropriately, but the chain doesn't get bogged down as the number of layer twos scale over time.
Could layer twos also have blobs? Could there be nested blobs?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you can have there's already layer threes.
Blah, blah, blah. So there could be 3 blobs.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Sorry, we had a question come through. I just want to answer your question. Smashable? Sorry, that's not what that says. That says
it could be
XMSable.
Textable?
Like textable. Anyways, yeah, we're talking about the Fusaka upgrade on Ethereum network. If you're unfamiliar with Ethereum, I don't even know how you found this podcast, to be honest with you. Ethereum is a type of cryptocurrency. It's a blockchain network, all the above. So I don't know. To me, it feels like I said, it feels like an upgrade to kind of get ahead of the lunch that was getting eaten by Solana, to make it a little bit cheaper, for the L2s to settle, so they can do more things for less, right? Yeah. More for less. Sunday, more for less.
And I had heard rumors, suspicions from folks that like you've seen the narrative of Ethereum change quite rapidly over the past couple of months towards privacy, and trying to okay, cool, we've quote unquote settled enough of the scaling problem that we need to start thinking about privacy and making sure privacy is a stronger part of how things are built. And we can talk all about how that can happen. But it seems as though there's a set of people within the foundation maybe that are more concerned with what you're talking about, like competing with the likes of Solana, because Solana is quote unquote built to scale, and it's fast and cheap and operates in a very different way that tracks some of the users, like meme coins and shit is always on that.
Yeah.
So there's this I don't know, is there a zero-sum game here where like there's only so many users and each network is vying for their attention?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it's hard when I look at crypto as a whole these days. I'm seeing how it's not too far removed from where it started about 10 years ago. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot more money in it, But when you get new people coming into crypto, they're still getting in it for that one reason. If you want to make things easy for people, they'll be easier to get in. But the first thing they're going to do is they just want to everybody wants to try to get a bag. Like that's 99% of people. Like there's your 1% of people.
So that's how it's sold, right? Like, I mean, like getting into crypto is still sold as like buy an asset, buy something, and then stare at it.
You just reminded me of the garbage that we faced earlier this afternoon. So, like, quick story, audience. Corey and I have a friend. That friend does a professional job. She said, "Hey, you know, one of my clients sent me this video of this guy talking about crypto. Is this guy legitimate?" And we listened to this guy who basically looks like I don't know, a grown baby man. Like he's got lots of hair, and he's like talking about XRP being a deflationary asset. But I made the mistake of swiping up, and then the algorithm was like, "Oh, you like this crypto shit?" So they sent me other crypto shows of like people doing the exact same thing. And it's just a public service announcement to you all out there. If you're new and you're getting into crypto, just listen to our show, right? We're just listen to us. All right, we're not those dudes. We're not going to point you in the right direction.
I'm not going to sell you anything.
We're not selling you shit. We're just trying to slowly, raise your acumen, your cryptocurrency acumen, so you understand what's going on when you read the articles. But we're not going to sit here and try and tell you that XRP is going to go to 2,500 and XRP, because of stupid words.
That video she sent me.
Yeah.
I really like. I've XRP is this thing that's been stuck around where I'm just like, why are people still talking about this? What have they done to stick in other than like lobby, like heavy lobby? But like they're getting like influencers to talk about them as if there's something special. Are they?
Yeah, man.
Are they paying for influencers? They paying that cost? Because like that ain't cheap.
Yes.
I mean, granted, they're lobbying, so of course, but like.
Of course, it's not cheap, but it's very easy to do, man. It's very easy.
Money. It's like, hey, influencer, talk about XRP in this way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, there's an easy recipe to success. You find a attractive woman or man.
That dude was not attractive.
He was attracted to some ladies. I guarantee ladies like that.
I guess. Right.
And then you pay them a big bag of money, right? And you say, hey, talk about my thing. That's never changed. That's been a thing since like ever. That's like recipe for success. I mean, unless I'm wrong. Ken, you got a little bit of acumen in marketing. I mean, isn't that a good recipe? I mean, it works, right?
All I'm going to say is Amway still exists today. So there's a lot of
what are those things called, or like
schemes that are quite sustainable and have been around for 20, 30 years. So I would just I would tread cautiously by like kind of aligning with they've been here for a while. I'm pretty sure there's some legitimacy going on there, because I think XRP is full of shit still at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do a deep dive. I'm going to do like a historical view of like how XRP has stayed relevant. Yeah. And my inclination, my hypothesis here is that none of it has to do with anything technical whatsoever.
No,
not a single bit of it.
It's, what I think, in a high level overview it is the marketability, the market making of it, as far as
they definitely like put it up to banks, right? And like, stay 100%. Close to traditional banking system, traditional finance. Like they tried to work with regulation. They got past their getting sued or whatever it was that they had to go through in the courts. And so I don't know how they got past it, but they got past it. And so like all of these things led to them saying like, hey guys, we're legitimate. We're still here. We got a bunch of money. And that alone has some level of marketability, but there's no reason for it that's differentiated from anything that anyone would care about.
Yeah.
I want to play devil's advocate a little bit here. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go do that.
So Ethereum brings everything from a technological standpoint as far as like the ideal blockchain in a sense, right? As far as like to date, like of course Bitcoin has done great, but as far as like where we stand today over the last 10 years, Ethereum's kind of solidified itself as like, okay, if I want to like be on like that bleeding edge, start working on something really cool and scaling in this space. I mean, you see like Visa with all their POCs and kind of like a lot of other institutions, like kind of dabbling more and more into Ethereum, right? So outside of the technological aspect of things, do you think XRP did everything right from the left curve of everything? As far as like the marketing,
It depends.
the
Why do you think?
adoptability.
What's the point? What's the point of blockchain?
Yeah. I think that kind of dives back into that.
Well, it depends,
just
right? It depends on your view there. If it's to make banks better, they've done a lot of things right.
Yeah.
I don't think that's why this stuff is useful. Because they're just going to make banks better in all the ways that we don't like banks.
Mhm.
While saying all the words that a lot of us like.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that one. That one's hard for me to. That one's hard for me because like they have been successful in making themselves relevant and buddying up to people to continue to make themselves relevant, but not to any of our benefit. Like,
No.
Do you think
100%.
Do you think the pendulum ever switches back, or banks started out as the good guys and now they're clearly the bad guys? Like, there's no way around them being the bad guys.
they were convenience, right? Early banks were just a convenience.
It wasn't just convenience. It was like they were literally saving your wealth from the church, like literally, like with
More along
guns.
the lines, I want to carry on a bunch of
and
fucking gold.
Not with guns, but with swords, with swords and security, securing your wealth from the church, which was going to come in and take it. That's the history in a very short snippet. So for the people listening, go Google that. But now they're the bad guys. Clearly, they're like, "Hey, give me your money. I'm going to go make money off of your money, and I'll pay you back 0.1%, and I'm going to keep the rest. And I'm
Don't
going to
ask
keep.
for it all
I'm going to
once.
keep the rest. And then if you want to try to all come get it back at once, no. The answer is no. You cannot have your money, right? So they're definitely the bad guys now. But when you said something interesting, you said make the banks better. Crypto can make the banks better. And I'm like, does the pendulum ever swing where banks become like a good thing now? I mean,
But they got to do things that like they can already do things now with this technology that would make them so much better, like legitimately better for society. They're not doing those things. We talked with Benet, Dan Benet, who was a long time ago. What?
Bonnet?
Yeah, Dan Benet, a cryptographer, like world
B-O-N-N-E-H.
B-O-N-E-H.
Bonnet.
And he had discussed with us in that show this idea of like proving the like your balance. You could have banks that prove that they own all of the things they say they own, so that you can do audits regularly, and that everyone has strong confidence, cryptographically strong confidence that their money is in the thing they are using, the custodianship that they're using. They don't do that. Why don't you do that? Because they can't fucking do that. They don't want to do that.
Wow. But they also don't want people knowing what they own.
That's what I'm talking about. Like they don't do it because they don't want to. So like we could make banks better now. We could build a new bank that's better. But why would you when you can just keep taking advantage of people?
See, but then that perpetuates, right? Because now we've got like we started the show talking about Ethereum. Ethereum's you said that they're moving into privacy. There's this privacy wave. I think it was sparked by the fact that Zcash is just exploding in value, right?
Probably.
And so now Ethereum is going to start flirting with privacy again, right? So what's to keep these entities from doing the same exact thing if just the rails are no longer an antiquated banking system and the rails are now Ethereum, and then they have these things, they turn on privacy or whatnot, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to be like, oh, you can't audit us because we have like 50% of our transactions.
But the way in which we're doing privacy, well, we can make the same argument, right? So what you can do with privacy is, and there's an interesting thing here, right? It's like, where is the privacy being guaranteed? Privacy just means that I know that when I communicate with somebody, the only person that has the information that I'm communicating is the person I'm communicating with, and no one else along the lines. So when you're thinking about digitally, that means that no one else gets to know the message I send you in any way, shape, or form. Actually, no one gets to know that I sent you a message. Only you do, right? And so what we have there is a strong confidence that you only have the information that I've sent you and nothing more. even the process of sending you that information doesn't link more information about me to anyone, including you, other than what I wanted you to get. That's privacy. That's the idea of privacy. But what we can do there is selectively disclose at any point that information to other people. So I have no guarantees that you don't take that information that I've given you and disclose it. I can't have that guarantee. And so privacy just gives you the ability to do selective disclosure. And you can be as compliant as you want to in that environment. But you have to opt into it. And so that means consent. You're just giving people the consent, the ability to give consent when doing disclosure of the information that they care about. That's it. That's the only thing you're adding.
So how does that not end up, if you take it out to the long tail? I love that. We should do a segment. Like whenever I say long tail, like something pops up. All you're going to have is like a small percentage of people that know how to shield their transactions and things like that. And a large percentage of the population that knows how to, but doesn't care and won't do it. And then there's going to be another percentage that's like, I don't even know how to do that. I just need to use it. Right.
Yeah, you can make that. You can make it usable.
How does the power dynamic shift? Like it's going to go to the people that know how to use the privacy, right?
You can make it usable.
That's where the power goes.
So like you're giving people options on how and when they disclose various pieces of information about themselves and who they're communicating with. And over time, because optionality is hard, people don't know the right decision to make, you end up with aggregating resources that choose some of those options for you. And that's like a centralizing factor, right? That's like how Coinbase makes it easy for you to get crypto, right? And they're a centralized entity on top of a decentralized infrastructure.
Yeah.
But you still have the ability to remove your coins in the event that you don't like what they've done, which puts the onus on them to still provide good services. Whenever you have the ability to exit, when you can actually exit and keep the things with you, it forces the entity that's providing you a service to provide good service and not take advantage of you. And that's the important part. So there's always going to be centralizing because, like, you're right. Most people don't care. They just want to like click a button and have the things and not give away the responsibility. But for like those that grow and learn that they do want that responsibility, they need avenues to exit and take that. Or for those of us that actually do care, we need options.
I would say the adoption curve is getting rather steep. I don't think there's a single person on the planet who doesn't know what cryptocurrency is at this point. Or like they've at least heard of it, right? No, I'd say like knows what it is. Like I was eating dinner just last night.
Yeah, they all know.
Talking with the owner of this restaurant and let him know kind of like what my side business is. And he's like, "Ooh, cryptocurrency, yeah." But for the first time, he didn't go like XRP, and I was happy. I was like, "Yes, this motherfucker can bring up XRP. He at least knows what's going on." But so like everybody knows about it, right? But it's kind of like one of those things where I just don't think it's going to have necessarily a large impact in the long. I don't even know how to measure that impact.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like if we can make things in such a way where the infrastructure is better, but the end result of people's use, their everyday experience, they don't know they're using blockchain, cryptocurrency, whatever. But the service that's being provided to them is better because of it. Is that still good?
I don't know if it's good enough because to me it's not tough to learn Bitcoin. If we start with Bitcoin, it was rather easy. After I got past the white paper and you're like, hey, just download this wallet. And I downloaded the wallet and I had it and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got some Bitcoin and then it was easy. It was like, oh, here's the to address and here's the from address. That's just like a bank account. Like it's not difficult. There's nothing difficult there. The math isn't difficult. None of those things are difficult, right? It's the human, as it's become more adopted, humans like to inject the complexity into it. And that's where it's like frustrating. It's like, it's not that difficult, right? Like whenever I've broken down Ethereum transactions to people who were like one day new to crypto, and they're like, "Oh, it's not that difficult at all. It's actually kind of neat." And I was like, "Yeah, it's not
Not
tough.
crazy. You just get to see
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
it's
get, you
not
get to
tough."
see, if you want, you can look at the pipes. Whereas, like, traditionally speaking,
Yeah.
try sending a wire via fucking what is it called?
The wire.
No. What is that yellow company called?
Western
You talking
Union.
about Best Western? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Western
Western
Union.
Union. Yeah, Western
Yeah.
Union. Try sending a wire to them and then tracking it. Good luck.
Can you ever use Western Union? I've used it one time in my
Several
used it before.
times, and it is
Yeah.
always going to the abyss. Like you have no idea.
It's like
It's just like shit. I hope I get a call in like 48 hours that everything went through.
Well, that person got it. I don't know what to do if they don't.
Yeah,
if they
I
don't
used
get
to
their money,
send-
you're just like,
yeah,
I
used
don't know what
send
to
money
tell you.
grandmother that way, and it was so bad. It was so bad. Like she'd call me like 12 hours later, like, "Hey, I got your thing," and I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks. I'm trying to go to sleep."
Yeah.
Granted, that being said, like we've had some serious butt puckering moments in crypto too, right? We're like,
Oh my god.
I've sent a lot of money for various reasons to somebody or myself, and like for one reason or another, like the RPC broke, or I don't know, I lost internet, something happened, and like I look and like it's not there,
it's gone.
and I'm
You
like,
know what I've always hated was when you
So,
send
like,
multiple
we got things to
transactions-
approve on our side.
Yeah. Like when you send multiple transactions on the hot wallet like 3-4 years ago, and it would just like disappear and then reappear and then disappear. It's just like, oh my god, this is so
Yeah.
bad.
We've been through it, gentlemen. We've earned our stripes.
I've even sent money into the void where it didn't show up.
Yeah, same.
I've had a lot of
Lost,
like back in the day, right? Like if like for those who are listening, there's a few of you here or who are listening later. If any of you were OG enough to ever use the like original shapeshift that didn't have the structure that it has today, you were sending money into a void, and you hoped it came out the other side. There was no way to track it. You have no idea where it went, how it got back there, but it got there. Like for me, every time. But ooh-wee. Was that
There
like
was some
a
poker
nice
practice.
couple of minutes of just like, oh, but I just lose all my
Yeah.
money.
I thought I lost a 6-figure transaction on the Avalanche network, and that day I like
Oh, with an
legitimately was
XMP
like-
chain?
Yeah, because I was trying to transfer chain to chain, and I didn't approve both sets of transactions, just the initial one, and I kept like hitting refresh. Oh my god, dude! I was like,
I remember you called
feel
me,
like
I think we gotta figure this out.
my body, like my soul left my body and was looking at me like, this is not a good situation you've put yourself in. And I was like, oh no. But that's those are the things that hopefully over time it gets easier for the everyday person to use crypto. A thing that I see, you're old enough to kind of like see the writing on the walls that the wealthy people now know, like, oh, this is the yellow brick road, crypto. I'm gonna go ahead and gobble this all up, all of it, and then when shit hits the fan, society's gonna need it, and now I get to take fractions of a penny of every time they use this thing. And that's just like, you see it happening. You saw there was some news just today I was reading where the old Trump family has the number 8 Bitcoin treasury now out of the blue.
That requires some verification. I'm not sure about that one.
Well, obviously with them, they lie when they breathe, but it's just, it's like the time for the normal everyday person to stack crypto to a point where they would be inoculated to some of the fuckery that goes on is past. I feel like that time is past.
This is not new. I'll go to diatribe here.
Ooh, a diatribe, you say?
Yeah. I got into this whole thing because I call it's like proselytizing and pushing for what I call asshole resistant technology. Right? It is technology that keeps the asshole from taking over. And so when you're talking about situations in which people can say, I'll just accumulate it all, it's all mine now, that is not resistant to assholes. Now it's better than it used to be. Like the whole mining structure of Bitcoin, the fairness of various proof of stake protocols, the transparency of who has what. These things are like pushing in the right direction, but they're not quite asshole resistant. And like, even if you look back at the early ICOs of Ethereum. I did a number of distribution analyses. If you go look at like all my old blogs on ICO distributions, you can see that the narrative at the time was, oh my God, we're being so fair. We're like really enabling anyone to have, to like contribute to fundraising and have a, equal share and all these different projects that we're enabling and all this great stuff. And to be fair, they were lowering the barrier of entry. There's a significant amount of entries into these things and access to these things that people never had before. And so people were contributing to these projects in the thousands. But then you look at the distribution of contribution and then, which was like heavily skewed towards a few people owning the lion's share of all of it. And then a real long tail of a lot of small holders. Nothing's really changed there, right? Having a distribution like that means that it's still influenced by small amounts of people. And the rest of it's just along for the ride. And that's the way it feels like today in traditional systems is like, yeah, I can get some stocks. Yeah, I can hold some cash. I can do stuff. But there's no real ownership in that. I'm just along for the ride from the big players. Mm-hmm. And like these systems, in my opinion, are an attempt to meter that as much as possible such that you don't end up in a situation where it's just a few people controlling everything and a bunch of people who have exposure that are along for the ride. And we're not there yet. We're just not there yet.
No, we're not. I don't think we'll be there for some time. But what I do know where we are is Bitcoin is sitting at $90,000. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, it's a good ride. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's been a great fucking ride.
That's true.
Like,
that's very true.
I haven't invested much in crypto. I've been in it for 12 years now or whatever it's been. But like the amount of money that I've put into it has been pretty minimal. Yeah. I've just earned a lot of it. Like I work for projects, get paid and stuff. Right? I've done a lot of that, which has been a really great ride. But it's still not influential enough. What are you doing in the background here? What is this crap?
I made a background. It's a bank boxing a regular.
Oh, person. You're doing the generated background? Someone can see that shit.
I mean, I don't know how to get it so that
you need to do an overlay. I'm
gonna be right honest.
Or you can.
There we go. There we go. Thank you.
Start making generating backgrounds of this.
Yeah. That's what we're up against.
If you look at the mobile version of this, like the chat is on top of her head. Take the chat out.
Oh yeah. My bad. Let me get that out of there. Yeah, that's what we're up against. Why would AI choose to make the thing punching the screen?
I don't know.
Why was that the decision it made?
Oh wow, yeah, it's breaking the screen.
So silly. Anyways, we'll go back to regular. Here, let me get that.
His gloves are huge.
All right, let's
you gotta protect those little baby hands.
There we go. So if we're going full circle, Ethereum continues to upgrade. I still think that one of the greatest achievements of Ethereum is how it hard forks so easily. Or is this a hard fork? This is a hard fork.
It's a hard fork. Fusaka is a hard fork, and so like they built hard forks into the progression path.
Well, but they didn't build it in. That's a human thing.
Yeah, I'm saying like the plan, the upgrade strategy, like socially speaking, is through hard forks.
But that's much different than Bitcoin, right?
Very
much different because even Satoshi himself or herself or themselves or itself said once Bitcoin hard forks, it's a wrap. Like he was like, that's it. Like Bitcoin hard fork is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, but we went through hard forks. You're like,
yeah, but I mean, Bitcoin has been a tough long bounce back.
Bitcoin hard forks on purpose. Segregated witness was a planned upgrade.
That wasn't a hard fork. That was a soft fork.
They did end up implementing as a soft fork, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a soft fork. But the hard fork was the Bitcoin Cash thing, and that was
a fork.
Scary.
That was just a fork. That's different, right? Let's get to the bottom of this.
It was a hard fork.
Yeah, but Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, Bitcoin Cash.
That's called like so. Yes, that was a not a socially accepted hard fork. That was a separation of the community. And so,
yes,
when dealing with blockchain networks, I'll get to that in a second, Ken. When dealing with blockchain networks,
Wait, what is
you have
it?
a set of rules that you're validating. As you're running a validator, there are a set of rules that makes a transaction valid. And how you change those rules dictates whether or not you have a hard or soft fork. So if you have a further constraining of the rules, meaning that you've added a new rule that is just a further constraining, then you can do a soft fork, right? Because then you can just change the rules and old things are still valid subject to the new constraint. If you add a new rule that is an expansion of those rules, then you have to do a hard fork, because an old valid transaction can never view a new transaction that's valid as valid. There's no way to do it.
Yeah,
and so those are the difference between a hard and soft fork, technically speaking. And then you have the social acceptance of these forks. So when you do a hard fork and you change the rules in such a way where it's an expansion of the rule set, and the community doesn't agree with it, you end up with two separate chains completely. And that's what happened, right? And so that's a different type of thing, because you have a splitting of the community in the process of doing that, where you end up with a clone of the same assets that then have two new futures based on the two different sets of rules that are agreeing are quote unquote valid. And that's when you had a lot of the separations of all the different Bitcoin versions and flavors, Bitcoin Cash being the most popular of those. Ethereum Classic was an example of this. When you had the hard fork that dealt with the DAO hack. Ethereum Classic didn't like that. So, and they also ended up staying with proof of work during the Beacon Chain migration. But so that's a separation of consensus of social rules, like what the community thinks should happen, which is a very different thing and the most important thing that there is. And so Ethereum is really interesting in that for the vast majority of the community throughout its history, they've agreed that this is the way we do upgrades. We make hard forks, which are pretty drastic changes in the rules. And everyone follows it. They're almost seamless. Almost every single one of them we've done has been seamless.
Yeah, that's
the transition from proof of work to proof of stake, and how smooth that went is probably one of the greatest engineering feats of humankind.
That's the most impressive thing about Ethereum, in my opinion, right now, other than the price. If the price gets to 17K, like I've been predicting, that'd be dope. I would love that.
That'd be super dope. I'd love that.
I would have a few homes. Got some.
You happy about that?
Targeting right now.
Workshop, that's for sure.
Oh, and for those who are in the Discord, I know I said 9 months, but it might be like 9 days.
I'd say you held true to the petty index. We can include you into the Petty Ferguson house index.
Yeah.
When we buy houses, the price goes down significantly.
So I've HODL plussed, but my plus sign is real estate. And so you guys, I'm sorry. If there is a house index for us, it's going to be getting dinged quite a bit. I might be getting another one here in like 10 days. So sorry. I know I said 9 months like a week ago, but things change. You just got to be ready for change.
Time to sell it all. Ding, 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 ding.
Everybody.
Sell all your crypto.
Yeah. # not financial advice, but I'm probably going to buy another house. That's
for you, Joe.
Yeah.
Ken asked me in our chat whether or not I ever did get to spar with Roger Ver, and no, I have not. I'd love to, though. It'd be really fun. Now that he's out of jail. Actually, you know what? It might be worse that he's out of jail.
He might be in shape.
Probably
I've learned some things in prison. Where
it's probably going to be like
right?
Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, no,
about Bitcoin
tattoos.
Yeah. He's going to have Bitcoin Cash at it. What's up, Ken?
I brought it up because I remember the last time you interviewed him, you guys were supposed to link up and get that going. So I guess
I'd love to do that. It'd be fun. He's way better than me. He's way, way, way better than me. He kicked the shit out of me, but it's still like jiu-jitsu is one of those things where everyone spars with everyone and everyone learns. And it's great.
I think you could beat him if you watched Bloodsport before you did.
Can't beat him. I would be happy if I caught him in anything without him.
Just watch Bloodsport and get motivated.
All right. I do that anyway every week. So We'll see how well it works.
You watch Bloodsport every week? Is that
Every
what it
week, every Monday. That's how I start my weeks. Is watch Bloodsport.
Does your wife come into the living room with you doing repeat roundhouse kicks?
Yep. Kumite, Kumite.
You gotta do that thing. That's what they were doing. That's what the audience does.
Yeah.
Anyways. So I mean we've been going for a little while here, 40
Wrap it
minutes.
up.
We can wrap it up.
Shane, you got anything else? You want to add anything else?
No, yeah, I think next month or in the next couple months, I think it'd be really cool for you to like assess the DAO hack 10 years later, and like how it's affected DAOs, like as far as like the trajectory, you know, like a general fork interest and how forks are dealt with today. And
You know,
just from an
people
all-around
still haven't tried to
standpoint.
redo the DAO. It was a really good idea. I've yet to see a resurgence in the attempt again.
Yeah.
The only problem with the DAO is that it had a hack in it that we didn't know existed because Solidity was new and we didn't understand how you can have re-entry attacks in the bytecode. And we didn't have a security industry to audit things. We didn't have all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
surprised it hasn't been redone yet that I'm aware of.
Dude, I just thought of a really cool idea. We're gonna talk about it when we turn the lights off here in a second. But anyways, I would love to go back to the DAO. I was such a believer in the DAO. I tried to
I put a lot of money in the DAO.
but you got it back.
I got it
You
back.
got it.
I got it back. It's fine.
You got double back. That was
I
the
didn't.
crazy part.
I didn't get double back.
Yeah, it forked and you got Ethereum Classic.
Yeah, I sold that shit. You're right.
You got double back. I was like, oh shit, more money. And I got rid of that Ethereum
I
Classic
sold that shit immediately.
instantaneously. But anyways, hey, so guys, thanks for listening in. I've seen that like 30 people come in and out, which is kind of a new thing for us. We haven't really
I guess
we're
like,
not used to,
we hit a couple waves of like, you know, pushing us out there into the
Yeah.
ethers.
I really think it's the kids that just got home from school and they have untethered
Podcast. What's this? Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, big words. I'm out. I need to see dancing. But anyways,
You're not moving the camera enough. I can't watch this.
thanks to you guys for did listen. And we had some comments. Don't really get them, but whatever. You guys can always like if you actually like the show, you can call in when we're live. By call in, we mean just like ask to get on, and we'll give you the link, and you can get
Maybe
onto the show with us.
if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's dangerous territory though. When Jesse did it last 2 weeks ago, I was like,
Worked out all right.
yeah. So you know, Jesse, when you see this, which you might or might not, those people are screened before they just answer the phone call in those shows
All the time.
Like,
Ken, you're gonna
Like,
start
it's just-
listening to screening calls and be like, nah, bro.
well, you don't screen calls. You get the F'er and the P guy. Everybody remembers that guy from the news. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. Can we shill? Like, I know we got in this argument about shilling, but I feel like we should just shill. You should shill what you do. We'll shill what Jesse's doing. I'll shill what I do.
Yeah, I work at the
Let
IFT.
people-
I am a chief evangelist of the Logos project. I'm here to shill the shit out of it. It's basically, you know,
Give the website.
tour with TLS. Logos.co, logos.co.
Hold
Go
on, I
learn
got you.
about what it means to build privacy into a blockchain stack and why it matters and how to get involved.
There we go. I'll put it up there for the people.
Yeah.
There's logos.
Mr. Yeti works on a distributed storage network from Durability Labs. Forgot the Archivist, I think he called the actual software. I forget what they've called the software now. I'm running through a few names, but it's a really good take on how to give strong guarantees of data storage in a way that doesn't require you to trust Google.
I'm trying to see if my website's still up.
You consult.
Yeah. So I'm a consultant. Yeah, I'm a business consultant, mostly for the bigger companies, Fortune 500s. But I also have my own business where I consult with small businesses and show you small businesses out there who have the cojones to hold your own crypto, not in something like Coinbase, not in something like what's the other guy? Gemini.
Gemini.
Is it Gemini?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah. How to hold your own crypto, and also the most
Kraken.
important part, account for that crypto so Uncle Sam doesn't come throw you in the same jail cell as Diddy. Because if you get in that jail cell, you know what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of take that.
A lot of Vaseline.
So, yeah. I
Baby
think this
oil.
is-
Oh, baby oil. That's what it was.
Oh, it was baby oil, dude. It was a lot.
Baby
It was an
oil.
embarrassingly large amount.
like a truckload of baby oil.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is the Bitcoin podcast. We could give some shout outs now. We've had one shout out going for a decade now, and that is shout out to old long neck, wide smile Zoe Saldana.
She
I
got
was
another alien
watching
movie
some
coming
more.
out.
Oh, she does, and I will be the first in line. I won't, but I'm gonna like it. Shout out to Birdman. Why do we have that?
We used to do that with we had a joke running about something happening and whatever. It doesn't matter.
Shout out to Lori Harvey, of course. Shout out to Alien Earth, excellent show. Hulu, check it out.
Yeah,
I was
it's
impressed.
good.
I was impressed.
You like everything. I don't trust your judgment.
It's not true. No, I like a lot of things. I don't like black licorice.
You don't like anise.
Who?
Anise. It's the flavor. You smell like a black marker.
Oh,
Like
wow, I
that.
didn't
That
even know that
flavor
was a
is
thing.
anise. It's like so like black licorice has the flavor of anise.
Oh wow! Shout out to Ahmad. We miss you, bro. Hope you make it back to the show sometime. Play the outro.